But because my mom said that, I kind of just let it go. Then when Bapa came to Chicago in 2014, I asked my dad to go get Ashirvad or blessings from him so that I could pursue my career in business. I already had a school picked out. I knew what I wanted to do. I just wanted Bapa's blessings. And so my dad went to go see Bapa. And when he came back from that meeting with Bapa, I asked, what did Bapa say? And my dad just kind of smiled and he said, Bapa said to go into medicine. And in that moment, I just started crying. I was just so amazed that I hadn't even expected this. I hadn't even told my dad to ask about medicine, but it's like Bapa knew what I wanted and he was able to give me that. And so every step along the way after that, it was a challenge. But I knew that Bapa he believed in me in a way that my parents didn't even believe in me. My mom didn't even believe in me. And really in a way that I didn't even believe in myself. I was ready to give up medicine, but Bapa wanted me to do that. And so I studied really hard. I started medical school, and there was a challenge every step of the way. But with Bapa's guidance, I would write letters. I would ask my dad to get blessings. And I was really able to continue that journey and move forward. So later in my career, when I wanted to pick a specialty, I again asked my dad to talk to Bapa and say, what specialty should I choose? And immediately Bapa said, tell her to do obstetrics and gynecology, tell her to go into women's health. He said, serving women is the best service that we can do to society. And again, it just felt so much like Bapa loved me as a female, and was really looking out for me, that kind of woman empowerment that I hadn't seen in a lot of places in my life. I got that from my guru. And so I decided to go into obstetrics and gynecology. So really every step of the way, Bapa's been with me. And even when he's not directly guiding me, he's let me know that he's there and that he's always going to be there for me. And so I remember that when I was in high school, I decided that I wanted to start wearing a janlo to school. I was just so inspired by everything that Bapa had done, and I wanted to maintain that culture and religion in a country like the United States. So I decided I was going to wear a janlo and take that niyam and wear it to school. So the first day that I wore my janlo to school, obviously in the United States, people barely know what Hinduism is, let alone what a janlo is. And so when I wore it for the first time, people were staring at me. I got made fun of a lot. People were looking at me like, what is that red dot on your forehead? Is that a self-destruction button? I remember people saying really rude comments to me. And I was really nervous. And there was so many times that day that I was like, let me just go to the bathroom and wipe it off. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But again, every step of the way, Bapa was there. And I felt that he was standing next to me saying, don't do it, Janki. Like, you should be proud of who you are. Stand tall and you can do this with confidence. And I did it. I went through the whole day and I didn't take my janlo off just because I felt that Pramukh Swami was standing next to me in a way that I'd never felt that anyone has stood by me in that way. So, I physically have gotten so much guidance from Pramukh Swami through letters and correspondence, but even mentally and emotionally, he's always been there for me. I personally have only been to India. This is my third time in my life, right? So once per decade, really, I come to India. But I never felt that absence of religion or of culture in my life because of the mandirs that Pramukh Swami Maharaj has instilled in America. So I've been going to the Chicago mandir my whole life. I serve as a volunteer there. And that is where I was able to really get firm in my religion and in my culture. We obviously have classes that teach us about our Bhagwan and our Siddhant and our gurus, but we also learn about things that help us in our professional careers. So I learned how to public speak properly. I learned how to be an effective leader, how to do effective business management, finances, things like that in the mandir. When you think about what Pramukh Swami Maharaj would want us to learn at mandir, you would think that as a guru, he would want us to learn about things about the sanstha or his life or Bhagwan. But he cared about me not only as a devotee, but as a professional. And he taught me those skills through the mandir. So that's something that I'm so grateful for. And so today, as you know, a 25-year-old yufti, I serve in the BAPS Chicago Mandir as a youth mentor, as a karyakar that also gives back to the sanstha, to the girls. So I serve as a younger, I teach the younger girls, and it's just an opportunity for me to help instill those values and those morals that Pramukh Swami instilled in me. That, you know, he actually cared about me. He made me feel loved, and I want these girls to feel that way as well. So it's an opportunity every week for me to really continue Pramukh Swami Maharaj's legacy and the work that he's done while he was here. So I'm so blessed that I have the opportunity to do that. And finally, living in a country like America, my friends are always asking, like, why are you so committed to your religion? Why are you so committed to Pramukh Swami Maharaj? You know, why does he mean so much to you? Because they don't understand, never having, you know, really been or lived in India, why that means so much to me. And it's just so natural, right? Falling in love with Pramukh Swami Maharaj, it never took work. I never had to try to be, you know, a follower of Pramukh Swami Maharaj or a devotee. It was something that just happened because of the amount of love that he showed me, because of the way that he was constantly there for me. And he made me feel like every day he was living for me, not the millions of other Hari Bhakto that he has, but just for me. And with every breath, it's like he breathed his love for me. And so it's so easy to love him back. And so today, my third time in India, I come to India very rarely, and it's hard for me to get time off from America, from my career, from my schooling, to come here for a week at a time to you know, be in a country like this. But it was so easy for me to say, we're celebrating Pramukh Swami Maharaj's life. He lived every day for me, so I will take any amount of challenge to get here and to celebrate that. And I thought that the story was unique to me. I thought that his love for me was unique. But when I walk through the Nagar, when I see the hundreds of thousands of other Hari Bhakta that are walking through the Nagar, I see that it's not just me. It's every single one of us that he loved and he really cherished and made us feel like he was living for us every day. So, you know, if I can even return 1% of the love to Pramukh Swami Maharaj that he gave to me, I will be so honored. And that might not be possible because he loved me way, way more than I could ever love him. But what I do know is that I will die trying to give that love back to him, because that's just what he did for me.